Hello, this is Alex Chater, IMG Academy Soccer General Manager, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Don Cameron. I'm the Director of Soccer here at the IMG Academy, and I've been here for 18 months, and before that I've managed to travel the world coaching and playing, and visited all 4 continents, so I look forward to speaking with you guys today.
My name is Miguel Rodriguez. I currently coach the U19 Girls Development Academy here at IMG. Going into my 7th year at the Academy. I'm originally from South Africa. I spent some time playing collegiately at Stetson University, lots of professional soccer in South Africa and Portugal, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you all today.
Fantastic. And I'll be moderating, taking us through some questions and answers as it relates to the soccer program here at IMG Academy. Don, take us through, the program. Who are we? What do we do? What sets us apart from the rest of the soccer world?
So IMG Academy is kind of a unique place in the soccer world because we have a full boarding school experience here with the sport of soccer, and so we have a residential program as such, which very few people across the world have. We have a first-class facility with top-class coaches, and we have a wealth of talent within the teams that we have right now. And so, IMG, we offer a 10-month program, basically academics, performance training and soccer training to give a true holistic experience for all of our student athletes who all move on from IMG Academy either into the collegiate ranks or into the professional ranks.
Fantastic. Miguel, for a player, what is a typical day? How is it structured for a student athlete here at IMG?
Yeah, so it really depends on if you're in the boys' side or the girls' side, but pretty much the day is split into 2, with half of your day being spent at sport and half of your day spent at school. A typical day would be a student athlete wakes up. I'll speak to the girls' side. They wake up at around 7 a.m., head over to breakfast. From breakfast, they go to school. That starts at 7:45. They're in school from 7:45 till around 12:15. From school, they would head over to lunch, grab lunch for about an hour, and then basically they'll be with their sport training from around 1 to 5 p.m. So they'll go from their dorm room after lunch, head over to the athletic training room, get any treatment that they may need to start their day, and then the sport training session specifically will start at 1:45 p.m. And that will run Monday through Friday with the potential to train on Saturday as well. And within the week as well, we have various APD sessions. Our girls lift twice a week, so they lift Tuesday and Thursday after training. Along with that, we have a mental conditioning session, which is done by team. We have a video analysis session, which is also done from a team perspective. And we also encourage the girls to take part in their IDP program, which is the individual development plan. So they have a little bit of free time, either before or after the training session, to work on things that they've identified are important for them as a player to work on. After the training APD classes are done, they kind of go back into the training room for any additional treatment that they may need. And then they go off to dinner at around anywhere between 5:30 and 7:30. And then after dinner, they have a little bit of free time to either socialize or hit the books again with study hall and tutoring and any additional academic support that they have. So it's a very full schedule. Definitely takes a dedicated student athlete, but it's one that we believe in and is set up to help the athletes to be successful in their day-to-day activities here on campus.
Fantastic. You mentioned APD, you mentioned strength and conditioning, mental conditioning, athletic training and treatment. We also have leadership and nutrition. Don, can you speak into how does soccer integrate with APD?
So we have a soccer periodization plan, which is basically tactical and physical periodization. So we start off and look at our competitive calendar and what games that we have from an annual perspective. And then we break it into 4 cycles. And we basically periodize that so that our players hit peak performance at the competitions that we've selected, be it a college showcase or a national event. And so we break it into the 4 cycles, and then we go right down into the micro plan with daily training sessions. And they're all linked into our performance plan where, we have our own philosophy here at IMG, which is kind of unique because of the diverse nature of the players that we have. They're from all over the world and all continents. And so we have our own philosophy here, which is based around creative and attacking players. And then our own methodology here, because we have the opportunity to train and interact with our players every day for sustained lengths of time. And we allocate 1 coach per team, so that individual player can then break down their training, on a daily basis with the coach. And we tie everything together, like Miguel said, with the individual development plan, where each player sets their own pathway and links to their own development, and we partner with the parents and we partner with the player. And, if they want to go into a top Division 1 school, then, we put that in their individual development plan, and we set the player and the coach set objectives. And we're lucky here at IMG. We have so much great technology. We have a platform called Huddle where all the home games are broken down by each team, and then individual players can then go and tag their performance and link it to their individual development plan. And so, the technology we have here, we can track their physical output from training sessions and in games with a technology called Player Maker. And so, basically, we use as much objective data we can to help the player individually grow and reach their own soccer aspirations and academic aspirations here at IMG.
Great. So you said that about objective data. How do you structure? How many training sessions do you have in a season? And also, can you speak to the competitive aspects of the program, which have obviously shifted in recent weeks as the league has gone away in the United States?
Yeah, the great thing here is we train daily. And so we do approximately 175, 180 training sessions in the competitive year. And as Miguel said earlier, we're periodizing these training sessions. So if we play on a Saturday, Sunday would be a recovery day, and then Monday we would do video analysis and then look at the objective data that's happened on a Saturday afternoon, and then implement that into the individual and team plans. The leagues that we play in a national league with our girls and boys programs. There's just been a new initiative by the MLS, which is the professional platform here in the United States. And they have taken over the reins of putting a platform together with elite academies, and IMG Academy is obviously in that group. We're an elite academy. And so we're excited about that new platform, and our boys program will play in that platform. We also have teams that play in the state, and we've just sent our annual calendar to our players and our families for the next year. And on our girls' side, they also play nationally and in the girls' academy, and so they have a full calendar and full showcase calendar. So we're pretty strategic in what we do. The majority of our players will go on and play top collegiate soccer, boys and girls. And so we add a showcase series to our league games where we pick strategic showcases where we hit as many college coaches as we can, in a given weekend. So, and all our families get that. I think they just got given it the other day. So they can plan their year, and the parents can come and watch them play, and the players can then, with the coaches, connect to the colleges.
You mentioned college, and what role does the coach play in supporting the college placement and planning process? And and what else does IMG Academy do to support that? So we'll go to Don first, and then we'll ask Miguel.
So our college placement plan is pretty extensive. It's all about supporting the player achieve their aspirations of what they want to move on to after IMG, And so there's 3 or 4 factors to it. Is you have the coach, you have the parents, and you have our student advisor and myself all together in a partnership supporting the player in their college aspirations from an academic standpoint, from a soccer standpoint, and a lifestyle standpoint. So these meetings occur, very, very regularly. We hold workshops with the individual players and the teams prior to any showcases, and we get their communication where the players write to the college coaches, and then the coach. We're fortunate to have, more than 6 of our coaches are ex-college coaches, so we have an extensive network with a lot of the colleges in the United States. So our coach steps in and he'll make calls on behalf of the player to the college soccer coach, just to give an overview of the player's, daily training habits and the characteristics of that player that sometimes the coach won't see just when they watch them play in a game. They'll see the talent that we have here, but just I think it's important for the coach to phone the college coach and just give an overview of our players' character and their training habits. And IMG is so like a college environment. Our players are very self-sufficient because they are boarding, and it's a very easy transition for our players to move from IMG Academy into the college programs, and a lot of the college coaches have remarked on that, how easy it is to transition our players into their team and into their environment.
Fantastic. Miguel?
Yeah, I agree 100% with Don on all of those processes that are in place here at the Academy. I think for me as a coach, the 2 words that stand out are partnership and process. It really is a partnership that happens between myself, the player, the family, the coaches that we have on staff, and also our college advisor, who deals mostly with the academic piece of the requirements that the student athlete needs to attend the respective college. I think the other word is process, understanding that as much as development happens at different rates for different players, it's the same thing with college placement. And so that's where the role of the coach, working on a daily, weekly basis with the athlete to understand that, it's a process of perseverance, it's a process of resilience. It's a lot of times it comes down to timing. And so it's not generally a reflection on the player themselves, where they may have heard no from a college. It doesn't mean that it's a reflection on their quality or because they weren't the right fit. It may just be because the college at that time didn't have the need for that specific player. So I think the teamwork and collaboration between myself, the coach, or the players, and all the coaches on staff really goes a long way to systematically help the player through that process of making the right decision, of building a list, of eliminating schools from a list, and then ultimately following through on the specific action plan to get to the goal of attending a college of their choice.
So just to expand on that a little bit, Miguel, because you're finding the right fit for your players, and if a student needs some help or support academically, clearly you're focused on their physical, tactical, their soccer development. Is it important to maintain a certain level of academics to be eligible to play sport here? And if you're, needing some support, what is available to your players to get that support from an academic perspective?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the academic side is massively important, not only at our level, but at the collegiate level as well. There's student athletes, student coming first. And so we take a lot of pride in keeping them and helping them to keep their academic standing. So we have daily communications with the advisor, with an academic advisor, as well as with their teachers. Coaches often have access to the academic portals so they can check in on the grades of the student athletes. And we require our student athletes to maintain a good GPA and a good academic standing before they're even allowed to participate with sport. Of course, we have to work with every individual to support in different ways. Some need more athletic support, some need more academic support. So between the tutors, between working with teachers, between study hall that is set out for the athletes, and any extra support that I as the coach can provide for them in collaboration with the teachers is something that is an ongoing process throughout the year. And the school in itself is very understanding of our athletic needs and vice versa. So it really is a true integration and cross communication that happens between both the school and the sport to ensure that the student athlete is successful in both areas.
Fantastic. Don, you mentioned earlier about the international aspect of IMG and where the students come from. Is what we do on the field, is that done in English? Is it done in different languages? And then what makes IMG unique as it relates to the international students?
So all of our instruction is in English, and we do have Spanish speakers here, and many of our coaches are bilingual, so they can help out if need be at the beginning as we get international students in who luckily the school has got English classes, and maybe I should do some of them myself. But IMG is a very, very unique environment because you have 8 sports on campus, and you have people from all over the world, but they all share one thing in common. They all have a desire to be successful in the sports discipline that they've chosen. So, you see a lot of our soccer players interacting with the tennis players, with the basketball players, but they all share one thing, and they all want to be successful on the field and in the classroom, and everybody's striving to be the best that they can be it a coach, be it a player. And so it's a very, very unique and a very open environment that, very friendly, and it has a really nice atmosphere.
Fantastic. One last thing academically, and I can ask both of you this. What is, we have a postgraduate program? What does that mean? Who's involved in that? And, why does it make sense from a sport perspective?
We do offer a postgraduate program for all our soccer players. There's players who are late developers. There's players who may have been injured and missed part of their season. Or there's players who just want to focus and develop a little bit more, and they've been in touch with their coach here and a college coach who might want them to just develop a little bit, a different part of their game over another 12 months. And so IMG provides that outlet for that player that wants to just, let me refine this, let me do work on these objectives of the soccer part of their game so that they can then go to the college of their choice. And we get a lot of postgraduates in our soccer program, both from the US and around the world. And to be honest, many of them have been at IMG, who've decided to stay for another year, and are great role models and ambassadors for our younger players. We have one player here who's currently with us from Japan, who's been with us in IMG since he was 10 years old, and he just committed to Wake Forest. But he comes back in his vacation time and then trains with our PGs and trains with our senior programs, and he's just a very unique individual who is a genuine love of the game and wants to pass that on to our younger players. So we're fortunate that our senior class and our PGs they're really smart in the classroom, and they're really personable, and they're great role models for our younger players.
Fantastic. Miguel?
Yeah, one thing that from my perspective really sets IMG Academy apart is truly the environment, the resources, and the facilities that we have on campus. There's a reason why we attract professional athletes. There's a reason why our alumni and our previous players come back to train at IMG, because they know that they can be in an environment that's safe, that they feel welcomed, that they have resources available to them that will provide them with top level training. And ultimately, they've developed relationships over the years with the IMG staff, whether it's in the campus life, or coaches, or maintenance staff. That it's really a special place to be, and the culture that we've created, and sticking to our core values, and being one that we're very welcoming and open to welcoming people onto our campus. I think that really creates a level of comfort for a lot of athletes, and for a lot of people that just want to be in an environment where they can push themselves and know that they're going to become better people and ultimately better athletes. So I think it's something that sets us apart, and it's been a massive for me as a coach to witness those changes and those relationships that continue to be developed because of who we are and what we provide for everybody on campus.
Fantastic. And then as it relates to bringing kids on campus and recruiting, Don, tell us a little bit, do you have to be an elite talent to be able to come to IMG? And what is the recruiting process like for us here at IMG?
There's a place at IMG for every individual who wants to develop their talent and wants to be successful. And, we have players at different talent levels. And what's important is that they have the commitment to their own individual development, and they're intrinsically motivated to be the best they can be. And what IMG is very, very unique is what we do is we support that desire with the individual soccer coach, with all the performance staff. You have your own mental coach, you have your own leadership coach, you have a nutritionist who can help you, understand the energy output that you're having every day from the data that we collect, and the right diet to be on to make sure that you're reaching maximum energy every day. And then the academic piece of the puzzle is IMG is like a family where, I'm in constant contact with the head of school and the academic advisors over there, and we're supporting the individual academically. And the great thing as well with IMG is we see our parent group as partners in the development of their player. And we have a really good platform called Coach Now, where the parents are part of the development of their player. They can monitor it and view the video. They can view the individual development plan with the player. So they're in constant contact through Coach Now and can see everything that the player's aspiring to. They can watch the games online, the games at the weekend. They can sit in the IDP by video or view it later, if they're busy at work. And so we view our parents as partners in the development of every individual here. And that's unique, I think, to any environment that I've been in, as I traveled the world.
And lastly, for the last 8 weeks, we've been dealing with the pandemic. And just tell us a little bit about what the Academy has done to keep our student athletes moving forward since they haven't been on campus.
Well, we had two priorities once the pandemic hit and everybody went to distance learning. The first thing was to keep our players connected to each other socially, because it's very, very unpredictable times and people feel a little bit unsettled, and we wanted to support our players socially. And so what we did is we put a distance learning schedule together that that replicated as much as possible what they would do at IMG. So Miguel went through the schedule earlier, where the players are doing their academic learning in the afternoons, and the players are focusing on their sport learning and sport development in the morning. And basically we followed our philosophy and our methodology. We're just learning in a different way right now. And so people say, well, how can you play a game of soccer? Well, we're not playing a game of soccer right now, but what we can do is we can look at our data and say, okay, in a normal soccer game, you'll have ran this distance. So let's put that into our daily training schedule throughout the week with an isolated running schedule. Then we put together a strength and conditioning schedule that mirrors exactly what they do here. Now, we don't have the outstanding equipment that we have at IMG available to our student athletes, but what we do is, and this is where, in my opinion, our student athletes are unique, is they're very, very adaptable and they have great initiative. So they, whatever, place in the world they have and whatever environment they were in, they adapted and overcome, either by using a treadmill, or the people that could go outside and run would go outside and run, or they use a piece of furniture to help them do some body weight work. And so then obviously we use the huddle platform or technology to do tactical learning from a distant perspective. And the great thing about that is it brought the team together in video by WebEx, and they learned together and they enjoyed each other's company, albeit, they're all in different parts of the world. So, I have great admiration and pride in all of our players to be able to deal with the situation in such a productive way and motivate themselves and stay connected to each other and the coach and our academy. It's testament to the type of leaders that we have here in our soccer program.
So you mentioned, from a fitness perspective, from a tactical perspective, Miguel, tell us a little bit about how are they keeping up their technical skills?
Yeah, so again, the beauty about the distance learning program and everything was specific to our performance plan. So we were never sending out our players generic information. It was always relating back to the performance plan and ultimately linking back to the IDP and also the various principles that we have established as an academy. So the girls had the opportunity, and all of our athletes had the opportunity to do 2 1-hour technical sessions in the week that they picked from their individual development plan. So if they wanted to work on their first touch, that is something that they felt they needed to work on. And we developed a digital library of a number of technical skills based off of our performance plan and our 4 core skills. So the players had an example that they could look at, they had a reference point, and then they were able to implement those skills in their own environment, using the resources that they had, using whatever, a brother, a sister, things in their own environment in their training area that could help them achieve their goals of maintaining their technical work. So it was great to get those videos on the Coach Now platform, and honestly to see the creativity of the players coming out and them solving problems to try and keep their training going. And I applaud each and every one of them because their engagement has been fantastic so far.
Do you happen to have an example of a player who maybe was doing something with other collegiate level athletes and how what she'd been doing ranked versus what the other players have been doing?
Yeah, obviously we have our weekly IDP meetings, and I had a call with one of my players who's committed to the University of Houston, and she had mentioned that she had the opportunity to take part in a small group training session with a former youth coach of hers. And she mentioned that during the session, the collegiate girls that she was training with, there was actually a girl that's currently at UCLA, 2 girls from Texas Tech, and 1 girl from South Carolina. they all mentioned to her and asked her what training program are you doing? How are you in such good shape? How are you keeping up your fitness levels during this time? And she mentioned that, you know, she's been following the IMG distance learning plan. And it was eye-opening for her to see that, you know, the level of training that she's been able to do is comparable, if not better than what is being done at the collegiate level. And just the fact that we're engaging these kids in the program and keeping them on task every single day was really beneficial for her. And she mentioned that they played a small-sided game, you know, to 2 goals, and those players were having a hard time keeping up for a 6-minute period of time. So it was to hear that feedback from her and really shows her that the work that she's doing is paying off, and the structure of the program is beneficial and a really professional and holistic program that's going to help all of our student athletes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to go through all these questions. Don, you know, could you just give us a summary of why would I come to IMG? What are the advantages? Why should I consider coming to IMG Academy soccer program?
I mean, I would say to any young soccer player, if you want to maximize your potential, then IMG Academy gives you all the tools where you can get to the top of your game, because we have an outstanding facility. You have an outstanding coach who's invested in your individual development, and he is then supported by another group of coaches with strength and conditioning, mental conditioning, leadership, nutrition, all under the one roof and all working together on a daily basis for you to reach the top level of the game that you want that you have in your career plan. And the great thing is we obviously have our academics on site, so time is of the essence, and the training time that you get on the fields, because everything is basically a 2-minute walk between academics and the soccer field to the dorm to the gym. And so IMG, you know, we have the experience, we have the depth of knowledge to help you as an individual, you know, get to where you want to be it the collegiate soccer, be it semi-professional soccer, or be it professional soccer. And, you know, we have players that are representing their national teams right now who are here every day working towards their aspirations. And, you know, I would welcome any player who's a genuine love of the game of soccer and wants to maximize their potential. Then IMG Academy is the place to be.
Awesome. Don, Miguel, thank you. If you want more information, go to our website at imgacademy.com. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you.